All right, thank you, Frank. Professional baseball is back in Wichita. The Wichita Wind Surge bringing the sport game home to Wichita's brand new Riverfront Stadium.
The team started its season last week on the road, but today they will play for the first time in the heart of downtown. So that's where we find our Shane Ewing and Cake Sports Director Chris Lilly. They join us live from the stadium near center field. Shane, how are you feeling right now?
Allison and Annette, this is just that palpable vibe right now. It's leading up to the game. First pitch, 7 o'clock. I don't know. Can we get there soon? Because for so many of us, this is going to be our first game taken in at Riverfront Stadium. It's good to have Cake Sports Director Chris Lilly with us because, Chris, this isn't your first game that you've actually seen at Riverfront.
Yeah, a few weeks ago we had Wichita State and Houston playing here for the true opener. It was college, but it was still a great atmosphere. Thousands and thousands of people were out here, and it was cool just everyone walking around, looking around, just soaking it all in. It was, and everyone was just in awe of the stadium, and even if it wasn't the Wind Surge yet, they're like, this is a great place, and we're so excited to come back again and again over the summer.
Yeah, kind of interesting to test the waters here, considering the pandemic. Yeah, like the pandemic, everybody was here. It's like, wow, 9,000 people. How's this going to work? But it did, and it has, and it's going to tonight as well. But when the fans come in here, they're going to be supporting the Wind Surge. But even better news, it looks like they're going to be supporting a winner.
Yeah, at the top of the league, the AA Central standings, 5-1 after a road stretch at Springfield playing the Cardinals, and they've looked really good. Pitching's been awesome, and they've been smashing home runs left and right. They have guys that have hit grand slams, a lot of home runs. They're outscoring teams better than anyone else in the league. So, yeah, they're going to see a really good baseball team here today and throughout the year.
Yeah, a lot of big mashers on that team. We might even see some homers right out here in the berm. It's going to be a popular area.
Wrestling for a souvenir on opening day. I'll be out here.
This is just all part of the anticipation, though, right? I mean, imagine the players, the team officials here, everybody who's dealt with so much adversity to get to this point. This is the culmination.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's been a lot of people looking forward to this day because it's been years and years ago that we got the news that an affiliated baseball team was coming here. And so let's take a look at how this all came together.
The buzz has been building for years in anticipation of the Wind Surge debut.
I can't tell you how excited I am.
Just beyond excited. The magic begins.
Opening day at Riverfront Stadium was supposed to be in 2020. However, COVID-19 put a halt to that.
Wichita is a little bit delayed, but we're not denied, and our time's going to come.
The excitement was tangible. It was, it was just going to be something magical, but Shane, the most important thing is it will be magical.
An empty baseball field wasn't the true tragedy of the past year, but instead the countless people's lives affected by the coronavirus, including late Wind Surge owner Lou Schweckheimer, who passed away in July because of complications related to COVID-19.
It hurts. You know, this was Lou's dream and vision, this beautiful, unbelievable ballpark.
The dream started in 2018 when it was first announced affiliated baseball would return to Wichita.
Mayor, you're not getting a team just because of the hard work and where your group has brought Wichita at today. We're giving you a team because we believe in Wichita and where it's going to be tomorrow.
At the time, it was the Miami Marlins AAA team making its way to Wichita until it wasn't. The minor leagues were shuffled around and Wichita became the AA affiliate for the Minnesota Twins. Online is where the games started. The team teased fans with different possible names before landing on Wind Surge.
It's like a dawn of a new era, and so to be able to say now we're the Wind Surge, you know, we're surging on. No more secret.
To come to a baseball town, you know, just in my short time being here, to see everybody wearing the different baseball hats, I'm excited about finally seeing our hat being worn throughout the community.
Relocated and rebranded, the Wind Surge also have a new home. Lawrence Dumont Stadium was demolished and Riverfront Stadium was built.
I look out at this beautiful baseball field, and I've seen baseball fields all over the world, literally all over the world, and this is second to none.
We want to be a really important part of the community, part of the vibrancy in the community. We want to give more than we ever take.
So the late owner, Lou Schweckheimer, won't be here, but his vision and presence will be felt throughout the game.
Yeah, and they're still mourning, obviously. They're still in mourning. The team officials who were led here to this point by Lou Schweckheimer, and they are showing how they are paying tribute in so many ways, and they want the fans to know who he was. It's a big part of opening this stadium up today. So we're going to get to know Lou Schweckheimer through the voice and through the eyes of his best friends right here in the stadium. That's still coming up as they pay tribute to Lou Schweckheimer, who passed away last year.
All right, Shane and Chris, thank you so much. We'll get back with them coming up. The team is expecting a nearly sold-out crowd tonight, but there are still some tickets available for the berm and the outfield.
Not a ton, though. We've been keeping an eye here on the computer. My goodness. Fans will also find more than 9,000 parking spots available at several places surrounding the stadium. You know, there's plenty of them west of the river surrounding the stadium, and they're charging $5 to park at those. All lots east of the river, those are free, with trolleys running frequently throughout the night. You can find parking at the Wichita Ice Center, Gander Mountain, Water Walk, and at Century 2. And you know what? If you don't want to walk, there's also a shuttle available that will be running. For a look at the parking options and just really everything that you need to know before heading to the stadium, click on the story. It's up on KAKE.com right now.
And like we said, that game is expected to be a nearly sold-out crowd, probably will be by the time it starts. More than 9,000 fans are planning to attend. So if you're wanting to still go to the game, you can get one of those few tickets left. That only area that you can go to is the berm or that grass field behind left field. Tickets range from $10 to $20 a person. There are those tickets available on StubHub, but they are much more expensive, so be aware of that.
All right, well, before going to the game, there are some key items that you need to take, also stuff to leave at home, and also to know before you arrive. So we're breaking it all down for you. First off, face masks. So those are required for staff and fans 2 and over, unless you're eating or drinking, and that's in your seating area. Second, bring your credit or debit card with you, as Riverfront Stadium is a cashless facility. Now, there are 2 places on site where you can put your money into a card system, and it'll give you basically a Visa gift card to go and use at the stadium. You can use it anywhere else. You can get the access to that at one of the team stores as well as at the customer service desk. But the biggest thing to be aware of that I think people will want to know is the bag policy. Only clear plastic bags are allowed. All bags must not exceed 12 inches by 6 inches by 12 inches for those clear bags. Small clutch bags, so little purses, those are okay. They cannot be bigger than 4.5 by 6.5 inches. There are also some exceptions for people who need to carry medical items. And for parents, single compartment diaper bags are okay too. Of course, stay with KAKE News throughout the day for live coverage from Riverfront Stadium ahead of tonight's home opener. We can't wait for that grand slam here in KAKE Land.
Professional baseball is back in Wichita. The Wichita Wind Surge bringing the sport back home to Wichita's brand new Riverfront Stadium.
The team started its season last week on the road, but today they'll play for the first time in the heart of downtown. Our Shane Ewing and KAKE Sports Director Chris Lilly joining us live from the stadium near center field, and you all have a special guest with you.
Yeah, we're clearly excited, guys. Thanks very much. Riverfront Stadium right now, opening up tonight. And the voice of the Wichita Wind Surge is joining us. A lot of us have questions, along with Chris Lilly even. I mean, I think we can all say the Wind Surge players are relative unknowns to Wichita at this point. Who are these guys?
Yeah, and one of them, Aaron Whitefield. He's no stranger to Major League Baseball, and he's been awesome to start off the season. He has a 6-game hit streak, multi-hit streak in those games. He's been very good. What can you tell us about him?
Well, I mean, he's a kid from Australia, and I think he's off to a great start. I mean, the fact that it's one thing to have a 6-game hit streak, but the fact that he's had at least 2 hits in all 6 games, had the game-winning home run the other night, hit a grand slam the 2nd game of the season, so I mean, can't say enough about the kid. He's off to a great start.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun to see. And like I said, he's had that power. The grand slam was awesome. He's just mashing it and giving the fans a little souvenir in the outfield in Springfield. So hopefully he continues that here in Wichita.
Yeah, he needs some speed on the base paths, too. He's got that.
He really does. He's got a lot of speed. I mean, for a kid from Australia, I don't think when you first look at him and you look at his frame and everything, you don't think of a guy that's a burner. But the way he's played defense in the outfield and the way he's been on the base pads, already a few stolen bases. He's a guy that had 30 stolen bases a few years ago. His goal this year, 40 stolen bases.
All right. So we'll see if we have Aaron Whitefield burning up the base paths tonight here on opening night. But we're also, of course, relying on pitching for this team to be a winner. One of the names we've heard so far is Josh Winder. Is he a winner? I don't. You tell me who is this guy and how do you pronounce it?
Oh, it is Winder.
There we
but,
go.
You know, when you play for the Wind Surge, you want to say it the other way around. He's a winner. I mean, he's made 2 starts already for us in the first week. He does not have a win, but he's only allowed 1 run in 9 2/3 innings pitched, and he struck out 16 batters in that stretch. So he's doing a tremendous job. He's the top of the rotation, and you know, the one thing I heard back in spring training about our ball club when they were talking about the makeup of this team was how good our pitching would be and how we were going to be able to be a team that hold other teams down.
Hey, before we go, Tim, since we have you here, a lot of folks were discouraged by the move from AAA to AA for this team. What does it mean to you?
Well, I mean, initially it was like, oh, wow, you know, I mean, we took a drop down. But the reality of it is some of the best prospects and some of the best talent are at the AA level. And the AAA is more of the guys that have already been there, have already had their cup of coffee, and they're back. And they're kind of like the loose parts or the insurance thing for the major league team. So I'm excited about these guys. And you just go through the prospects, you realize that the talent is right here in Wichita.
They are very good. That's what I've noticed the first 6 games. There is a lot of great players, and they're playing really good baseball to start off the season.
Yeah, we're off to a great start, and I'm excited about what we have and what we'll have here tonight. And I'm glad that, you know, our fans will be able to see it tonight. And what I'm most important about is, you know, the fact that we've only played in front of about 25% capacity, but this place being able to explode when that Wind Surge team takes the field here tonight.
And there's so many more impact players that we want to get to know here. Eventually, we'll start getting to talk to these guys, but really, they're just meeting each other not too long ago, right before that road trip. So they're 5-1. They've come together, cohesive unit. As cohesive as you can at least be. We're going to get to know a few more here later on in the show, but Tim, we appreciate your expertise.
Well, I appreciate it, and I hope to see everybody at the ballpark tonight and rooting on the Surge.
All right, Chris Lilly is going to have his hands full here with the Wind Surge this season. Yes. A lot of winning calls here for both of these guys, and we'll be talking to Tim later in the show. For now, we're live at Riverfront Stadium. Shane Ewing, Chris Lilly, Tim Grubbs, we're on your side.
It is opening day in Wichita. Wichita's brand new AA baseball stadium opens tonight at 5.
No baseball team is complete without its mascot. So last week, the Wichita Wind Surge introduced its new mascot, Windy the Pegasus, at Franklin Elementary School. Windy will attend Wind Surge games all season and then make those appearances at community events all year.
Should be fun. Hey, the Wichita Wind Surge has plenty to do for adults and even kids, but because of COVID protocols, the team does not currently have a kids area, but things will change eventually. They do, however, have a free kids club for children 12 and under. Little fans will get a membership card, a ticket to each Sunday home game, a fast pass to run the bases, and a whole lot more. If you are interested in signing your child up for the Wind Surge Kids Club, just head over to the team's website. That's also where you'll find a link for several coloring sheets as well. The team also helping kids in our area with a home runs for a charity initiative. So this season, anytime a home run is hit over at Riverfront Stadium, the Fidelity Bank will donate $50 to League 42. Great program here. The Wind Surge will then match the donation. League 42 is a nonprofit that helps Wichita youngsters stay busy by playing baseball. We'll be right back.
Professional baseball is back in Wichita for the first time in years at Wichita's brand new Riverfront Stadium.
Yeah, everyone's been counting down to this. The team started its season last week on the road. Pretty good time on the road, I'll say. But today they'll play for the first time in the heart of downtown. Our Cake Sports Director Chris Lilly joining us live from the stadium near center field to help us learn a bit more about the team. I mean, we're just so stoked, Chris, because they did have such a successful last week.
Yeah, it's a very exciting day as we are here out with Tim Grubbs and Shane Ewing talking everything you need to know about opening day and all the players. And like you said, a great start, 5-1 to begin the year on their road trip at Springfield. And one of the strengths is pitching.
Yeah, and tonight we want to know who's going to be on the mound, Tim, and who is this guy, Cole Sands? Tell us about our starting pitcher.
Cole Sands gets the nod. He'll be history because he's going to be the one that ever threw out the first pitch at Riverfront Stadium. So, young kid from Florida State, played his college baseball, and he looked really good. In fact, I mean, 4 of the 5 starters back in that opening series were just tremendous. So I'm excited about our pitching staff and what Cole has to offer.
Yeah, he had 4 1/3 scoreless in the first game, but it might be that first pitch that is more important than his last pitch. Everybody, I can't imagine what that collective roar is going to sound like to welcome this team to Wichita.
Yeah, no, I mean, I guess in the old days, there would have been all the flash photographies. But, you know, nowadays with the iPhones and the Android, you won't have that. But, you know, you're going to see a lot when he throws that first pitch. It's going to be exciting. But, no, he's really good. He's a guy that will throw. I mean, hopefully we get the pitch clock thing situated on the scoreboard. But he's a guy that will get it into the mid-90s, so it'll be exciting.
Yeah, it seems like, he can really overpower guys, which will be fun to see in that first pitch. And hopefully it's better than the first pitch when we saw in the Wichita State game, because it was like a leadoff double was the first pitch. So,
but fortunately, the Shockers won.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
and it ended up being a great game for them. But I will never forget that. Yeah. Everyone waiting, and that's a double. Okay, there we go. And then continuing with the pitching, Dakota Chalmers is another big name for fans to keep an eye on and watch for, right?
Yeah, Chalmers is a guy that the Twins got in a trade a couple years ago. He hasn't pitched much in the last 2 years because he's coming off a Tommy John surgery. But I thought he was at a real rhythm the other day in Springfield. And then we had about a 35-minute inning in which we scored a bunch of runs for him, and he seemed to fall out of rhythm. But he's a guy that also throws upper 90s and has electric stuff.
Yeah, it's not often when scoring too many runs is a bad thing, but it can be for the pitchers, so for the layoff at least.
Yeah,
and
they got run support, though. That's in his first start. Gave up 2 home runs, but he got run support. They won 9-3. So that sometimes better to just have that run support than really have an electric night.
And if you're going to give up home runs, he gave up the best kind, solo shots.
There you go. Hey, while we have you two, also recent developments bringing a top prospect to Wichita, Jordan Balazovic.
I haven't met him yet, but I think it is Balazovic is his name, pronunciation. He is the top pitching prospect in the Twins organization. He would have been on our opening day roster, could have been the opening day starter, I guess, but strained his back in spring training, so he took a little bit of time off. Now he's building his arm strength back up, so I don't know when, but at some point in the next few weeks, you know, he'll be wearing a Wind Surge uniform.
Yeah, and that's going to be great to see the number 4 prospect from MLB, from MLB's rankings of the Twins prospects, to come right here to Wichita. That's what this is all about. A lot of us get excited around the prospects, right? And it doesn't get any better than Jordan Balazovic.
I think that's his name.
Yeah, there you go. We've come a long way. The first time I met Tim, 2018 in New Orleans. Right. Who would have thought? Here we go, 3 years later, opening day in Wichita for the Wind Surge.
Yeah, I'd probably met you before I met anybody else in Wichita, so we go a long ways back.
Yes, sir. Yeah, and I can't wait for tonight, 7 o'clock. First pitch, opening day, Wind Surge versus the Sock Poodles.
Yeah, we're looking forward to it. And if people didn't like the Wind Surge name, I'm glad that we're playing the Sod Poodles right away. Kind of give everybody a quick introduction to the zaniness of minor league baseball.
That could have been it. So
it could have been named after a prairie dog.
I know right now Frank's saying, what's wrong with the Sod Poodles? Frank, you're back there. I know he loves that name, but we are going to get a win today. Wind Surge going all the way. Tim, thank you so much for taking the time.
Thanks for being out here. Looking forward to just opening up this ballpark.
Hey, we're going to be right back here to talk about Lou Schweckheimer, the team owner, what he's meant to these guys as we welcome in Riverfront Stadium on this Tuesday, May 11th.
Excitement and the enthusiasm is off the charts.
On this opening day in Wichita, the Wind Surge are celebrating an exciting day for the new AA team.
But as they get ready to hit the field for tonight's home opener, it's also a bit somber. KAKE's Shane Ewing joining us live, where the team is remembering the man behind it all, their late owner. And Shane, I will tell you, over at the team shop today, I saw even a T-shirt honoring the late owner, and I just think it's certainly something, a man who they will be remembering today.
Yeah, I mean, we've got that shirt right here, actually. Annette, you want to help me out here? I got Jared Foreman with me, the general manager, and that is the shirt you're talking about, Annette. So one of the many different ways to pay tribute to Lou Schweckheimer, the man, the visionary behind the Wichita Wind Surge, and really baseball returning to Wichita in the capacity that it is now. So let's drape Lou right here between us, Jared. And I'll ask you a little bit about the man before the manager.
Well, just the nicest man ever. And I haven't been emotional yet today, Shane. You're going to get me there today. He's just such a kind heart, such a kind spirit. Always put his employees, his staff, above all else except for his immediate family. Other than his wife, Jane, his daughter, Jen. We were his family. And we just miss him terribly. You know, he just truly cared. He had an innate ability to connect with everyone, whether it's the man or woman cleaning the restrooms in the stadium or meeting with the Fortune 500 CEO. He can talk to and relate to anyone that existed. And, you know, you talk to him 2 hours later, you're still talking to Lou, and you feel like you're best friends with him. And that just, I've never met someone, I could give you a lot of people who don't like me and meet me, and I've never met someone who just doesn't have the nicest things to say about Lou. And, you know, we're going to do our best to make him proud. It's what we've been trying to do, and hopefully tonight, you know, we have I keep him with me, just like our team will be, a patch on our uniform, so he's with me tonight. Not that he's not always with us all here, but we just hope to make him proud. He was all about giving back. He wanted so many great things for this community and the people of Wichita that he just put everyone else first, and we hope to be able to fulfill what he wanted.
Yeah. I mean, somebody might see a T-shirt or a patch in the team store and say, I wonder if this is something that I want to take home with me. I didn't know the man, but when you look around, you do kind of know the man, right?
Absolutely. And, you know, I'll be honest, I have had the pleasure of probably working for Lou longer than certainly anyone in this company here. He was told no a lot about just this Wichita project. My brain doesn't. I can't 3, 4, 5 years ago envision this. Lawrence Dumont was still standing. He just was able to envision this, and the more he was told no, he just made him more determined. And,
and he's actually watching over us quite literally. If you take a look right above us here, Lou Schweckheimer behind home plate, and then also watching over in the front offices where he made his business decisions that led to where we are today. Recently, a portrait, a painting hung in the front offices.
Yeah, you know, Emprise Bank, one of our many terrific partners, did it as a gift. It was just so touching. They unveiled it to Lou's wife, Jane, yesterday. And unfortunately, I feel like his eyes are following me every time I walk by him now. But, you know, he just cared, again, so much about other people. And he would be mad if we're spending time today on Wind Surge opening day being sad that he's not with us. Because, again, he was a 2-year-old. He loved opening day. I actually think we're going to play it tonight. We found an old clip of him talking about opening day, and it was just Lou 101. And, you know, for myself, others on the front office, the family, you know, there's going to be a few tears shed tonight. There's no way around it.
Well, we appreciate you being able to talk about it. We appreciate Lou and his impact here. We've got to get out of here, but thank you so much, Jared. And Wind Surge Baseball begins tonight.